Hi everyone, this is Sissy. In this video, I'm gonna share about my day 3 experience with ayahuasca at Rythmia in Costa Rica. If you missed the first 2 days of experience and want to catch up, here's the link and it will take you there. So the theme of the third night was about femininity. It was a celebration for females, for the goddesses, and the yin energy. Going into the night, most of the guests were wearing white. I was wearing exactly this. And all the shamans were wearing white clothes with white feathers. And throughout the night, there were a lot of dancing by the guests and by the shamans and the helpers. It was a beautiful night. For me, it was a little weird because I only had 2 shots. The previous 2 nights, I had 3 shots per night. I danced twice. I was really proud of myself laying on my mattress, which was right next to the altar, which is the center of the ceremony. I was proud of myself for not requiring additional assistance from the helpers or the shamans, and I purged on my own. At times, the experience was unpleasant. I didn't like the music, the beats from the drum. I didn't like the smoke from the ceremony. I didn't like people dancing next to me. There was a girl bouncing up and down, up and down. I look at her, I was like, isn't that gonna make you feel sick with that plant medicine in your stomach? And I could feel that the medicine was working in me. Again, it was pushing things around in my stomach, left and right, up and down. And I could do nothing but just laying there and let her do her work. But then at other times, as if my perception magically shifts, that I appreciate that girl bouncing up and down next to me. And I eventually joined her because I realized that by doing the movement that she was doing, I was able to let go of whatever I need to let go as well. So that was liberating. Also, I noticed that when female were dancing next to me, I was really absorbing their energy. I could feel their energy flowing onto me, and it was full of love and beauty, and I was doing the same to them, sending them blessing. But then when men were dancing next to me, I feel nothing other than entity flowing by me. Like I didn't feel that energy exchange. I still cannot explain it. I don't know if it's because of the theme of the females, but I felt more the yin energy. I don't know. And then gradually I just noticed the beautiful keyboard play afar from me at the back of the ceremony room. I let myself walk closer to the musician and sit down in front of him and in front of the keyboard and kind of looking up to him, watching him play. His fingers were smoothly moving on the keyboard, and beautiful music transcend into the speaker and filled the whole room. It was really magical. I'm a piano player myself, and forever I have this misconception that classical wooden piano is somehow more prestige than electric keyboard. And at the moment, it changed because I realized that keyboard has its function to produce multiple layers and different sound that a classic piano is not able to provide. And that was a really interesting observation for myself. At that moment, I was listening to the musician, listening to his music. A thought came to me. I felt that Mama Aya was not gonna give me the quest that I had going into the night. Because the first 2 nights was so successful, meaning I had such a profound experience with the medicine, with finding out who I am. Going into the 3rd night, I decided I want to use my own intention, which is the same intention that brought me to Rythmia, to Costa Rica. Show me how to be the best version of the grandest vision of myself. Show me how I can be the best mother to my son. Show me how to be the healthiest person I can ever be. show me how to find this amazing life partner that will love me and my son unconditionally, and show me how I can achieve worldly success while impact millions on earth. Sitting in front of the keyboard, I felt like as if Mama Aya just want me for once forget about those worldly, earthy 3D requests and just enjoying the moment and feel my feelings. I only started to feel my own feelings for 2 days. Third day is not too long. Just focus on be with yourself, connect with your soul. At Rythmia, they keep telling us that Mama Aya knows what's the priority that we need to work with better than ourselves. If that were true, that means my worldly request was not as essential as I thought them to be. The ceremony ended. I didn't feel connected to people's sharing, as if I was still comparing their experience to my own. And what if I was in their shoes? Like I was still judging, comparing, and feeling righteous about myself. Going to Rythmia on the first day, there's a class where they taught us that they are traits and behaviors and habits that we need to let go of, that are no longer serve us at this stage of our life. And whatever that is, they ask us to list it out. And we need to let those considerations, traits, habits go to make room for new awareness to evolve, to be a part of our life. And guess what? Considerations, comparison, judgment, and righteousness was the thing that I needed to let go. I wanted to let go. And at that moment, I remember that and was like, yes, stop. Don't do that. And remember how I feel the energy exchange during the ceremony? I realized that I will keep comparing myself, judge myself, and feel righteousness until I remember that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. It was simple like that. When I remember that, when I remember we're all spiritual beings, those comparisons, judgment just poof, go away. And I realized that I need to accept the difference of different people. It's not my place to judge anybody, just as if there's not other people's place to judge me, right? I waited around the ceremony after it ends because I just didn't feel like the night had complete. I went to talk to one of the guests who I felt really connected to, and she was going through a situation that I had gone through for the past year. And from talking to her, I felt like I was seeing myself 6 months, a year ago. I felt her pain, I felt her grief, I felt her remorse, and I wanted to be there for her. I feel so much love for her. And at the end, I wrote on my journal that I just hope that she will get what she wants from that situation. And I burst into tears. I hugged her, and that was the strongest emotion that I felt the whole night, which was interesting because it didn't happen during the ceremony, it happened after the ceremony. After that conversation, I still waited around for the shaman because I wanted to talk to them. When Sarah and Brad came, who are the main shaman of the night, I asked them how come my quests were not answered. They turned to me and they said, because you have the answer already. The answers are in you. You don't need anybody or anything to tell you what to do, what to think. And I was like, oh, that's convenient. That's just like what a life coach would tell me. I had a hard time sleeping that night. For once, the ceremony ended late. I waited around. I didn't want to miss the 7 a.m. yoga. So I think I just slept for a total of 20 minutes and I was back to yoga. For breakfast, I finally get to talk to Gerry, who is the founder of Rythmia. I told him a summary of the 3-day experience that I've had. And Gerry asked me, have you merged back to the little girl and find your soul split? Soul split is this concept they teach at Rythmia that when we were little, when we were still children, there was a moment or several moments that our soul, our ego and persona split. It's usually because the ego and persona think they need to protect us from certain situation, and that form, that character that project outwardly is so far different from who we are and what our soul is. And with that split, it's possible that we live dominantly with that persona and ego and disconnect with that our soul. And my answer was no. I forgot about it. I didn't work on it. It was not my intention for the third night. So I guess now I know what I'm gonna work on the fourth night. Another thing that Gerry shared with me was when he heard my first night experience, The Devil Wears Prada, he said, you know what? The devil doesn't feel either. That was an aha moment for me, as if he tied my first 2 days experience all together. Like, oh, so my first two ceremonies, day one and day two, were all about who I have become. And the third day, I was just embracing my soul. And the fourth day, the last day, I need to merge back with my soul at all cost. My takeaway from the night is that I need to surrender. I did not surrender going into the night. I have my own expectation and I have my own disappointment, which were all in my head. What I needed to do was surrender to the universe, to the moon, to the plant medicine, and let them show me what I need and allow me merge back to my soul. So that concludes my third experience with ayahuasca. And next time I'm gonna share the last day of this 4 consecutive day experience with ayahuasca ceremony, and that will bring a lot of closure to everything that I have shared. All right, thank you so much for listening, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you.